payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers, man. We're paying for what our forefathers did when, in actuality, we are our forefathers, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, Slok, bro. I was gonna say that it's twofold, the subject of payments. We actually got these bills we gotta pay.
Yeah.
But also too, on the other side, we're paying for what we did in our past lives, man.
Yep.
For our iniquities, man.
Yep. That's right, man. Hey, because can you get me real quick in Deuteronomy 28 and 15? You know what I'm saying? Because we were told that if we would not follow the law, statutes, and commandments, that we were going to go into captivity, man. We was told that. Go ahead, bro.
Deuteronomy 28:15.
And this is back in Mount Sinai, man. Way back, time of Moses, man. Way back, we were told a long time ago, man.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Go ahead, bro.
This is over what? It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right. And all these curses from that verse on were going to overtake us, man, and come upon us, man. And we did break the law, statutes, and commandments back then, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why here we are today in the land of America, serving our captivity, man, serving out our payments, our judgment. Go ahead, bro.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Cursed shall you be in the city, man, and cursed shall you be in the field, man. Hey, because where do you niggas stay in the city, man? You stay in the ghettos. What goes on in the ghettos, man? Gangs, gang violence, okay? Racial segregation between you so-called Negroes and Hispanics, man, okay? All type of bullshit. You prostituting your own women from your own nation, okay? You curse in these cities, man. And you're forced to do those things, man, because you can't get a fucking job, man. The employers don't even want to hire your ass, man. And really, man, you niggas don't make yourselves presentable to even be hired, man. You niggas think you could be just wild ass pieces of shit and just shit will just come to you, man. Then you walk around talking about, the only choice I got is gang banging and dope dealing. Because you don't want to fix yourself up, man. You want to keep being a damn nigga, man. Can you read that again, bro?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Now, in the field, it's talking about the whole earth. You know what I mean? No matter where you go, if you're an Israelite, whether you look like us or not, if you're an Israelite, you got them curses on you, man. You could be in China, and you could think you're Chinese, but you've been catching hell your whole life because you're really an Israelite, man. Or over there in Europe somewhere, man. So no matter where our people dwell, they have these curses upon them. That's why the scriptures say that they shall be for a sign.
Yeah, God. Hey, because I remember a while back there was a YouTube video with this. I forget, she was living in Japan or something, man.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. She was a Jake. You know what I'm saying? She was a Jake living in Japan, I think. But she was like the best at singing and shit, man.
Yeah,
really, she was the best at everything she was doing.
Yep.
She was the top. But everybody was hating on her though, man. Giving her hell and shit. She was catching hell and shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Making fun of her skin color.
They was making fun of her skin color, man. That's them proverbs and bywords, man. So, no matter where you go in the world, man, you're not going to escape the curses, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Like, damn, the niggers, them spicks, you know what I'm saying? Those are the fruit pickers, man. Them niggers, those are the gang bangers and dope dealers. The thugs, the thieves, the bad guys, basically. You know what I'm saying? You got all these bad, they call them stereotypes. But you got all this bad reputation on you, man. All our people. We got all this bad reputation on us, man. The gangbangers, the prostitutes, man, the sluts, the damn dope dealers, the crackheads, the bad guys, the villains, the witches, man, the murderers, the thieves. Hey, because if you watch stand-up, like I used to watch stand-up and shit when I used to watch Comedy Central. I remember back in the war, I heard this cracker say, basically going back through a so-called black neighborhood, and he locked his doors in his car and shit. You know what I'm saying? But what is that, man? That's the so-called stereo. What is he calling you niggas by saying that? He's calling you thieves, man. He's calling you lowlifes, man. Go ahead, bro.
I'll go to another curse. I'll get to the main one. It's verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Yeah, and the Lord brought us into, the word Egypt means bondage, man. Okay? So the Lord brought us into captivity, into bondage, into forced physical detention, okay? In ships, man.
Forced physical detention, man. Because did we willfully get on those ships?
I don't know.
Did the Southern Kingdom willingly get on those ships, man? Were you so-called Native Americans and you so-called Hispanics? Were you willingly laboring for the so-called white man when you came?
Giving up your land?
Were you willingly giving up your land? Nah, it was all by force, man. Through the will of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, man.
That's right, man.
So that's bondage. That's captivity, man. According to the definition, you know. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Yeah, and the Lord brought us here into America with ships. The transatlantic slave trade, man. We were brought here in slave ships, cargo ships, man. And then the natives were going back to Europe in ships. And they show you that in the Borgias, man.
Yep.
And another movie, I forget what it's called, man. I forget what it's called.
And up and down the coast, man. Like, you know, to certain islands and stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
You know? It says, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and women, and no man shall buy you.
Yeah, man, we were sold unto our enemies, man. So-called white men. Nobody saved us from that, man. Nobody could save us, man. Why? Because Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua let it happen, man. That's the name of who you call God and Jesus Christ, man. They let it happen. Why? Because we read it in verse 15, man, and in Baruch, man. Because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, man. So the Lord put us into captivity, man.
Go back to this. Back in Wisdom of Solomon 5 and let me just go back to Baruch. Yeah, that part was made, right? Baruch 4 and 24. Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity. We just went into that.
Yeah.
So shall they see shortly your salvation from our power.
Yeah.
Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, which shall come upon you with great glory.
Yeah, he's going to come upon us with great glory, man, in a ship. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
And brightness of the everlasting. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High.
Suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon us, man. Like this goddamn captivity, man. Suffer patiently, man.
Yeah, because it is wrath, man.
Yep. Hey, we went off, man. We deserve what's going on. This is punishment. We're on punishment, man.
It
As
said
a nation.
that. It said, slack, bro. It's slack. I didn't scratch it. It said, damn, the definition, forced
physical detention.
Forced physical detention, man. When you're in school, all right, and you go to detention, that's punishment, man. That's another word for punishment. It's Amos 3:1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Yeah, the Lord has only dealt with the nation of Israel, man. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives, man. You know what I'm saying? And all them other nations, they know that, man. Yeah. All the other nations, they know this, man. They have the records. Go ahead, bro.
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Yeah, that's why the Lord punished us for all our iniquities, man. Breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. So he put us in slavery, man. Formed via cargo slave ships. Our children were being sold into our enemies, man. We were being sold. We're having our rods chopped off, man. Our feet chopped off.
Our women are against us.
Our women are against us. Our woman was getting raped. We was getting skinned. Go ahead, bro. And because we deserve it all. We deserved it all, man. We broke the law, statutes, and commandments.
It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction.
Yeah, our enemy has persecuted us, man. Starting with the so-called white man. Because he's persecuted us from the time that he started conquering us up until this very day, man. This very hour. You know what I'm saying? And he persecutes us through his laws and on all these things he has, man. All this unrighteous decrees, man.
Yeah.
It's his damn police, his police force. That's how he persecutes us, man. And cause I know he persecutes a lot of you niggas through that child support, man.
Yeah.
And now he's throwing niggas in jail, man. Now he's throwing niggas in jail that don't pay child support, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck.
Hey, shortly we gonna see the so-called white man's destruction, man. And we're already in that time. Because we're already seeing his destruction, man. We're seeing this goddamn economic system about to burst, man. You know what I'm saying? About to implode and shit, man. We see the debt at about almost 17 trillion maybe next month, midway next month, man. We see all these disasters going on in America, man, that haven't been seen in world history, man.
Biblical proportions.
Yeah, that's right. Of biblical proportions, man. Plagues, death, and destruction. We're seeing the so-called white man come to an end, man. And real soon, we're going to physically have our foot on his neck, man. We're going to have him in slavery, man. We're going to have him in chains and shackles, man.
And that's how we're able to be patient, too, because it says shortly, man.
Shortly. Yeah.
If you say you go into the store, you're like, I'm going to be back shortly, man.
Yeah.
You're expecting that, man.
Anytime now, you're going to come back. You know what I'm saying? You're going to know anytime now that brother's going to be back like about 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the Lord, man. And he said it in Luke, man, that when you shall see these things come to pass, look up, man. Yep. That's him shortly coming, man. After these prophecies are fulfilled, man.
Yeah, because we gotta consider all the things that are taking place on the earth, man. Yeah, we want to get the fuck out of here. Yeah, we do. We want to get the fuck out of here, man. But every time we hear about something, every time, like with the Russia thing, with these plagues, with these floods, with the earthquakes, that's the Lord touching. That's the Lord showing us too, man. He's touching these people.
Yep.
He's bringing his wrath, man.
Yeah, man.
So we gotta consider these things and be patient, man.
And those things should give you more patience. Hey, can you give me Isaiah 55? Yeah, go ahead. Hey, man, seeing all these things come to pass, seeing the Lord's words come to life. You know what I'm saying?